Last week, former President Donald Trump suggested that he would impose 10 tariffs on imports to the United States if he becomes president again. He argued that such a tariff would stop the flow of American business abroad and reduce the U.S.'s reliance on foreign imports. America has indeed witnessed the precision in rejecting lead chemical pharmaceuticals from India during COVID and the rare earths needed for electronics manufacturing from China today. Trump also praised a 10 tariff as a source of income tax, noting that federal government revenue was almost entirely dependent on tariffs in the 18th and 19th centuries before adopting the income tax. Economic research by the nonpartisan nonprofit Tax Foundation opposed President Trump's proposal. The Tax Foundation notes that the economic impact of tariffs shared between buyers and sellers, just like any other retail tax. So what President Trump is proposing actually one of the largest tax increases imposed on Americans in history. The Wall Street Journal reported that the new tariffs cost American consumers $80 billion during the Trump presidency. Moreover, all of America's trading partners will likely retaliate with their own tariffs on American exports. The impact on employment in America's export sector will be devastating. Trump dismissed these points as company-funded studies based on real historical data. Foreign dependency in certain categories of goods generally deserves individual attention rather than a 10 tariff. The U.S. has been caught in the early stages of COVID without some of the chemicals needed to produce enough personal protective equipment and treatments. Australia faced a dangerous shortage of anti-COVID vaccines when India cancelled contracts by Indian pharmaceutical companies to meet Australia's needs. President Biden's administration is conducting an industry-based assessment of America's dependence on imports for individual products. And that time has long passed. The key here is individualization with custom solutions suited to specific dependencies, rather than a 10% exact implementation on all imports. But focusing solely on economic arguments overlooks fact that both President Biden and President Trump have claimed the authority to impose tariffs on imports into United States without any input, let alone approval from Congress. President Trump's 10% offer completely invalidates this separation of powers issue. President Biden did the same. Both presidents argued that a president, entirely on his own, could impose tariffs on the goods of any group of countries he chose. In President Biden's case, it was customs duties on imports from Belarus and Russia in response to the invasion of Ukraine. In President Trump's case, it was tariffs on steel and aluminum from Mexico. Pressure Mexico to adopt a stay in Mexico response. Illegal immigration. These may well be foreign policy goals that we accept, but as often happens, power flows to the political actor.